There's Jake and Alex figuring something out. Oh yeah.
Let's hope that this works. Come on.
Ta-da!
Yes.
Woo!
Is it off center? It's a bit off center.
It's a projector.
Okay, well, let's hope that we can see everything. So, yeah, I'm Jake Burkett, I'm from Grey Alien Games, and I'm going to talk about Holiday Bonus, which is a game I made 5 years ago that's still selling today, and give you lots of kind of facts and figures about that. So first off, who am I? Well, I set up Grey Alien Games in 2005 after making business software for 9 years. And I've made 7 casual games, which are for PC and Mac so far. I also spent 2 years at Big Fish Games in Vancouver before going indie again in January. So, in 2005 I shipped my first commercial game, which was called Xmas Bonus, and it came out at Christmas, and it was a match 3 game with a Christmas theme. Now, it was actually pretty crappy, as most people's first games are. I used stock art for the background, stock photographs. I used stock music. It probably didn't match very well, sorry Matt. And I put in some of my own music. It was just a big mishmash. And I got it so wrong that I even had lives in there and a game over state, which you don't really do in casual games. So there's lots of things wrong about it, but and it sold 500 copies over 6 years. Okay, it made $1,600. And it cost a certain amount to make, so it's made more than 0, right? And that encouraged me to carry on going. But really, it took about 250 hours to make, and made me about $5 an hour. So I would have been better off working in Tim Hortons or something, probably. Anyway, so that is, I recall, a fail. But it encouraged me to keep going. I made a few more games in 2006, and then at the end of 2006, I made Holiday Bonus, this game. Now, what I did is I got an artist to make 3D backgrounds and 3D rendered shapes that moved around, had a professional musician from Holland do some really good Christmas sort of classical music. The whole game was a load better, loads of particle effects and so on. And that game has done a lot better. So over the 5 years it's been on sale, it's sold 11,000 units, it's made like $31,000. And cost a couple of $1,000s to make. I'm a big believer that with casual games at least, the more you spend on the art and music, providing it's a good game, you should see a return. And that took about 270 hours. It was one super intense month where I just crunched like hell to get the game out. And that made about $106 an hour, which I would call a success, by most standards at least. Now, what you've got to bear in mind is that was my 4th game, and I already had the engines, in place, and I'd made several games before. So if I had to do it from scratch, it would have taken a lot longer. Then last year we made an Xbox Live indie game version. A friend of mine ported it to XNA. So I didn't do the coding. I just was producer, tester, and so on. And that has really been abysmal, as you can see. $142. Now it costs $99 to get on the Xbox, and you have to pay that yearly, so I've paid it twice, so I've made it a loss.
No.
So it was great to play my game on a full screen, but that, unfortunately, Microsoft really have stuffed the Xbox Live indie games into a small corner, and you can't find them on there. There's very low visibility. Plus my game isn't really a great fit for that console anyway. So have a look at this. You don't need to see the numbers, they're on there, but it's 5 years worth of sales for that game, and you can see all these different peaks at Christmas. Look at the 3rd year. Now, what happens every year, I talk to the distributors and I say, can you do a promotion on the game? Can you drop this price or put it in a Christmas bundle? And they do, and look, I keep making money each year. Basically, the motto here is if you don't ask, you don't get. You're very polite, most Canadians, but sometimes you need to ask, hey, can you promote this thing? And they will do it. So look at this, the first year I sold 1,000 units and made $5,000, but that was only 17% of the overall revenue. Look, all the rest of it came in the future years. So imagine I'd given up in that first year, okay? And of course, there's more years to come. So I also sell direct to my website, but I don't really push that, and I've only made 50 sales on there. I make all the money from that because it doesn't go through a third party, but it's only 2% of the revenue. I'd love to build that up more, but it's a lot of work and effort. So this Christmas, as Alex hinted at, I put it on 2 more portals. It's been localized to 8 languages by Big Fish Games, and 9 different mobile versions have shipped in 1 week, last week, so I'm a bit tired. Thank you.
Woo!
And also, oh, I've gone on too much, hang on. And also it went on to Congregate, just because we tried Flash Game License, but no one got it. It was only on there for a week. And Congregate, they've got adverts around it now, so hopefully we'll make some ad revenue, but I don't hold high hopes, but we will see. So a friend of mine, he ported it to Unity, and that allowed us to get on the iPad, the Android, and the web version. And Windows Phone 7, we put it out on that. Now I wasn't planning to do that, but the guy who did the Xbox version said, oh, by the way, I've ported it to Windows Phone. And I wasn't very enthusiastic about that, because we put Spring Bonus on the Windows Phone marketplace in the spring, and it did really poorly, mainly due to awful visibility of non-Xbox Live integrated games. So I wasn't going to do it, but he did it already, and it took me about 3 hours to put it live. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know yet. Okay, and you might be able to see this, it's a bit funny on this screen. That's the split so far of the mobile sales. So 11% are from Android, and yeah, you know, a lot of sales from the iOS. What's good is that half of my sales are from the HD version. You can't see that on the dark bit there. That's a $5 iPad version. So I could have just done a universal at 99 cents or whatever, but you know, I'm making quite a lot of money from the $5 version. So I haven't got any sales numbers for you yet, but if you stay tuned, I will be posting them on my blog and Twitter in the new year. So what's next? Well, you know, there's a Windows 8 marketplace I've heard about. There's the smart TVs, there's a PS Vita, who knows? As long as it can be ported, you know, via Unity, I'm interested, but I don't really want to invest in time in another programmer porting to a brand new language. So we'll see. Hopefully with all this stuff and Christmas, you know, I will look like this next year. Maybe, you know. Now, what I wanted to conclude with is really this point. This is the point of my talk. All those numbers really say that being indie is a long-term game. A lot of people, you know, they want to make the smash hit on the iPhone, or they want to just bring out some game and that's it, they're set. The only person I know who would do that is probably Brian Provinciano and his Retro City Rampage. But don't forget, he spent like 7 years on that. It is his first game, but it's taken a long time. And so, you know, I've made several games, and they all make money over time, and it's taken a long time to get good and to understand the markets and to keep pushing that IP and to try different platforms. I don't know many people who have a lot of success straight away. Some of them do have it quicker than me, it's true. I'm jealous, but hopefully we'll get there in the end. So that's my conclusion, and I'd like to wish you all happy holidays. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter. And buy my game. It's on mobile. You've all got it, right? iOS, Android. Come on. There's a light version as well, so try the free version out. Okay, thanks, Alex.